It is the 1st of December and we are back in the corn. Yesterday we saw a ton of deer out of here. That beautiful 2-year-old 9-point came out here and fed pretty much all night out in front of the blind, and we saw 5 or 6 different little bucks. But tonight we are back, and we've got the buddy heater full blast. I've got some snow in the pot melting. We're gonna have some tea. Really roughing it compared to you know, what I could be out here in the lake effect snow. It's snowing like crazy out right now, and we're supposed to get another foot or so maybe in the next 24 hours. So it's really coming down, but what that's going to do is force these deer onto the food. So we should get a good show tonight. We'll turn you on when something starts happening. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Tonight ended up being kind of a bust. All I saw was one deer, and I really thought we were going to see a lot of deer. So I was really shocked with that. There's a bunch of snow on the way, and I really figured those deer would be hitting the grain, hitting the food plots out there, but they were not. One deer right at dark, and that was it. So not much happening tonight, but I'll try to get home. I'll have like 30 minutes to hunt after work tomorrow, I'm hoping. So we might see you tomorrow. I appreciate everybody watching. We'll see you on the next one. Welcome back, everybody. It is the evening of December 2nd, I believe. Yep, it's the 2nd of December. Just got back from work and ran right over here into the Lazy Man. I moved this from where it was below the barn, and I have it over the other side of the corn and brassica food plots. The shanty I've been hunting is across the swale hole from me, but there's been a ton of deer that have been filing out right through here, right along this edge, coming to the standing corn and digging in this brassica right here. So we're gonna sit tight. It's been snowing pretty much all night long. We've got a ton of snow out there, and I know that big mature 9 was in this corn last night. I have a few pictures of them in the corn. That really nice 3-year-old 8-point was in there as well. I'm not going to shoot that deer. That's a deer that's going to be special next year. They were pretty much every deer that was in this woods was in this food plot last night, according to my cell cam. So depending on how early they decide to move tonight will depend on what we see. But I bet you we see some deer, and we're going to stay warm in here. I've got the buddy heater set up, so we'll see what happens. Majority of these deer are coming right out of that path right there and then walking right up through that corner and then right up this edge right here, right through here. Well, we got our first deer out. I got here just in time. Looks like a little fawn. Comes another one. Well, I made it back home, and I didn't see too many. I saw like probably 12 deer in total. There's a bunch of deer that came out on the other side of the swale hole in the other corn plot, and they worked along the edge of those pines. But what was interesting is right at last light, it was like 5:11 or 5:12. It was too dark to really see with a camera. It was actually really dark, especially with it snowing, but there was a single deer that came out in the bottom left-hand side of the food plot that I was sitting in where the harvest salad is, and he walked right through that food plot and right over to the corn, and he got up by me, and it was the heavy 8. It's a 3-year-old, one of the nicest 3-year-old bucks we've had in a long time, real heavy horn, a deer that I'm extremely excited about what he'll turn into next year. It's not a deer that I'd be willing to shoot. It's the nicest deer that I've ever let live, I guess, so to speak. Really nice buck. In fact, he actually went over and my cell cam that I have in the corn, took a picture of him tonight. So I'll show you the picture that the cell cam took when he got over there eventually. But it's a deer I'm really excited about, and that's what's great about having all this food, late season food, is you can pull all these deer in, and for the most part you can hold them. And a lot of people have a misconception about food plots. A lot of people say, well, you plant food plots to kill deer. Not really. Like, it's important for me as a deer manager and trying to kill big deer or have big deer to hunt each year to get these deer through. So like a deer, especially like this 3-year-old 8-point that a lot of other people would kill, if I can get that deer and hold him where he's at, I can get him through to next year, get him 4 to 4.5, which is important to trying to kill a mature buck. So the food plots work great for that, especially with this type of weather, this heavy snow and cold. It really forces them onto that food, and this time of year, especially when you get deep snow, they don't go far from it. You know, they're going to be bedding in that thick thermal cover and those pines right there close to it. And of course, I never go in there, I never walk in there, never even step foot in there. So I should be able to, fingers crossed, hold these bucks and get them to the next stage of their life, and that's the goal here. And you know what that means? It might mean that we get these bucks through, and the neighbor hammers them next year as a 4-year-old, as a huge 4-year-old buck. And that's fine, because that's pretty much the end goal, is just to get them to that age class. And you know, as you guys know, I've got a lot of deer to that age class by using this same technique or method, and then they get killed, you know, on a neighboring property the following year. And that's fine. It's, you know, it's great for all the neighbors to have the chance to kill a mature buck like that. And what it'll do is it'll promote them to want to kill mature bucks instead of those smaller bucks, if that's, you know, what their goal is eventually, is to kill mature bucks. So by them shooting some of these bucks, I think it's going to light a fire under them to want to keep shooting bigger bucks like that. So, and it's kind of nice to know, well, you know, you killed a big mature buck, but the reason you did is because people let it get there. And so you can kind of take pride in knowing that you had a part in that, even though a lot of them probably wouldn't want to admit it. But it's okay. It is what it is. It was exciting to see that buck on the hoof tonight, and real heavy horn, pretty buck. So we'll see you on the next one. Still hoping that that big mature 9 slips up and makes an appearance. He's coming out to those plots every night, but it's just you know, at night, during the dead of night. So lots of snow on the way. Should have more deer coming to the plots. Thanks for watching, everybody. Well, I just ran across the field to get into the Lazy Man here. We've only got like 30 minutes of light left. There was some deer out when I got here that I tried to get in here quiet, but the door popped pretty loud when I opened it, and they ran into the red brush right here, so I did spook some, but it is what it is. We're in here and hoping to possibly see the heavy 9. That's really the only deer that I would shoot here. We have some really pretty bucks that are right here right now, that are bedding right here close to the corn, which is perfect. If we could just hold on to these things and keep them here, that'll be a really good deal for next year. I'll spin you around if any deer come out here. That thing is gonna win me. For sure.